Hey guys, it's me Kev, and welcome to another episode of On the Bank Angling. I've started a new series today, because it's a new chapter in my fishing. I've just decided to start doing my first, well, I'm doing 3 days actually, on a new syndicate that I've joined in North Devon. It's got 60 fish in it. The biggest one is getting on for £30. There's quite a few 20s in it, and I thought I'd try and concentrate on somewhere solely on my fishing properly. So I've got 3 venues that I'm going to concentrate on this year, with the 4th little bogey water, but I won't talk about that one until I know what's going on there. But I've got my syndicate, I've got the Adbrook diaries that I'm going to be doing, because I like Adbrook, it's a beautiful little pond. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of tinkering around on the canal somewhere, but I don't know where yet. So this fish cruising about on the top is southwesterly winds, proper cold, and there's fish cruising about. So I'm going to get some bread out in a second. But yeah, well, I'm here, and in this first episode I'm hoping to catch a fish or two. I will run you through all the rigs that I'm using, and hopefully show you some of the beautiful fish that reside in here, because one of the main reasons that I joined here is because it's got some beautiful scaly priory fish in here that are really, really good looking fish. So hopefully I can have one or two, and I can show you guys what I'm catching. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. So guys, settled a night in and a half, but as I say, drop the scales are knackered, could be more, could be less, but 19 and a half will do me, especially when they look like this, man. Right, might be a few ounces off the £20 mark, but my gosh, look at that massive scale on it. This is what I've come here for. What a great way to start my campaign. What a chunk. I mean, I'm gonna put it back on it. So proper nice scaly fish. They're from Priory Fisheries, I think. Nailed on a krill combi rig. Hopefully this is the first one of many. I'm here for 3 days. I'm going to get some photographs and then I'm going to get it back. So it's the morning after my first night. Obviously in the night I had that brilliant fish there. It weighed 19 and a half according to my scales. I'm going to get a bag of sugar and see whether they're out. I zeroed it over to £10, weighed the fish. I'm going to weigh the bag of sugar, and I'm going to see how much that weighs as a kilo, and then I'm going to divide that 19 and a half by that kilo. I'm going to convert the 19 and a half into kilos first, divide that by the kilo, whether it's a kilo or 0.8 of a kilo or whatever, and that'll give me an accurate weight of what the fish weighed. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, because I can't do it today because it's Easter Sunday, so I can't get a bag of sugar. It's a real shame that I've damaged my scales. I'm really gutted. It's supposed to be really low pressure, really windy and raining today, and as it is, the wind's kind of blowing in totally the opposite direction. It's supposed to be a southwesterly, which is supposed to be blowing that way. As it is, there's a slight breeze on the wind and it's blowing this way, so it's kind of confusing because the pressure's higher than it should be as well. And it's bright, it's sunny, and it's warm, and it's kind of thrown me a little bit really. Now I pegged up here planning on the weather being the same for the next 3 days, so I'm going to go for a walk around and see what I can see around the margins and everything else, and see if I can find anything to fish for, because there doesn't seem to be very much showing or anything here. So fingers crossed I have another one. So I've had a walk around the lake and I'm still happy with where I am. I've not seen anything at all, and as I'm on the back of the wind's quite cold, and I feel that the warmer water will be on the back of the wind, so my justification of coming into this swim in the first place, which has already done me a fish to be fair, is right. So while I've got both rods out of the water, I'm going to run you through the rigs that I'm using. So there's a no leader rule here, so I'm fishing mainline. This is a 15-pound X line. It sinks like a brick. It's brilliant. And that's fished through to a flat pair inline, 2.5 ounces. And off that, I've got a very short hook length, tied on with a 1/4 quick length swivel, just there, with the loop, and then that's got. It's not stripped. It's got the coating on all the way around, so I stripped it for the hook, so that bit with the hook's got a bit of movement in it. And then on that I've got a 12mm krill with a 12mm Northern Special bottom bait, which looks a bit bigger than the krill, to a size, I believe that's an 8 mugger, with a little tiny bit of rig tube in, just to hold everything in line. So I'm going to trim that pop-up down slightly, just so that it's a similar size to the bottom bait. I'm just going to see how it sits in the water and how well it balances. And I was initially fishing this with just a single 15mm krill in a bag, but I've left my small bags at home. I've only got my big bags with me, and they weigh 3/4 of a ton. My rods aren't built for casting, and they're definitely not built for casting 5-6 ounces out any distance. So I'm going to give the bags a miss. I could cut them down, but to be honest, I'm quite happy with how that is. Just to make sure that it sits on the bottom nice, and so that it straightens up when it hits the clip, I'm going to be putting on just a small bag, small little PVA bag of free offerings. And the way that I'm going to do that, I'm just going to get my mesh like so, and then I'm just going to put a couple of whole 12mm in. I'm going to crumb up a couple, put them in there, just break them up a bit so that the scent's there. So once I've broken these boilies up, I'm just going to jam them down nice and firm with this pusher thing. I don't know what the technical term is, I guess it's a pusher. So a little PVA bag, and then what you do, you just pull off enough PVA to work with. You go overhand, just push that down nice and tight. Just bed the knot down against the PVA, and you've got your little bag there. Slightly funny shape because I put the 3 boilies in at the start, but I can find my scissors. Where are they to? What for them are they? Oh, there we go, there's a pair of scissors. Right. And that there, I'm just going to nick on the hook. A couple of times so that when it's on the cast, Just gives it that little bit of attraction by the bait, but it makes sure that my hair doesn't tangle and it straightens up the rig as it hits the clip. My other rig is a multi-rig. Now I'm sure you've heard these before. Again, I'm fishing a main line straight through to a 2.5 ounce lead, but what I've done is I've tied the swivel into the figure of 8 loop so that it's got that movement there, that hinged movement. It kind of means that if a fish takes my bait, it's going to keep resetting. It's got plenty of movement to move around, and to that I've got a size 6 chard. I've done a figure 8 the other side obviously, and I've used the knot to put the pulley. And I don't know if you can see just there, but I've just stripped that last bit so that it's just got that hinged effect. And then I've just got a size 8, what am I on about? Just got a white krill pop up. I've got them glugging in some krill gloop, and just got it sitting there nice and tight on the lake bed. Obviously when that hits the clip, that will just flick forward, and I've just got enough putty on there for it to just feather down slowly, because this is a semi-stiff material. It will hold it straight and it will just flick it out and it will land nice and neat like that. And that's what did me the bite last night, fishing that over the top of about 15 mils. Hopefully it does me another bite. Of course, the beauty of this rig is that I can just take that hook off and put a fresh hook on and I'm fishing again. If I've got a blunt hook, I don't have to worry about tying an entire new rig. So it's ideal. I'm going to get them out, and then I'm going to get the ridge monkey on the go and get a bit of bacon and some beans and some, have a sandwich or something. So that's my rigs. So it's just coming up to, just gone past 8 o'clock, and just had my second fish of the night, of the trip. My scales are going around at 19.12. I'm going to go and grab Danny's in a minute. I'm going to put it in the retention sling, and I'm going to go and grab Danny's and see if he'll do me some photos as well. But yeah, another stunning primary mirror. Don't know if you can see that, but cracking fish. Possibly slightly bigger than the last one. But it is slightly bigger than the last one. But beautiful. Hopefully this is the start of the evening. Well, it's now 10 o'clock and this cold southwesterly is definitely coming in, as you can see from my breath. It's very cold, and it is bucketing it down. So as much as I want to catch more fish, I hope I don't catch any until it at least dies down a little bit, because I don't fancy going out and landing fish and weighing them and getting photos etc. in this sort of weather. just have to see how we go. So it's my third and final morning here. In the night, the wind came over from the southwest. It was blowing straight into my bivvy. It's very rare that I keep shut the door on my bivvy, but last night was an exception. So it went from blowing it straight into my face at 20 mile an hour, flipped round, blowing the other way at 40 mile an hour. So this little bivvy was rocking like this. There was a poor chap on the far bank fishing under an umbrella, and obviously put his back to the wind, and I don't think he quite expected, I mean neither of us expected the wind to flip around and blow in the other direction at twice the blooming ferocity. He didn't have the best night, unfortunately, but it's my final morning. I don't think I'm going to do another night. I think I'm going to, because my gear's drying up nicely, I'm going to see how I get on, but I think I'm going to call it a day at 2 nights. So I'm going to fish through till dark, and just going to go for a wander around and just see what's happened with this wind, whether it's moved the fish at all, and if not, then I'm just going to go, you know, all out for this afternoon. For the rest of the session, I'm just going to bait up with a couple of kilo over each spot, just give a fish some food and see what happens, because it's not very fished, this place, and at the end of the day, the more food I put in, I think the better chance I have of having a multiple hit of fish today. So I'm going to put as much in as I can. I'm going to put, I don't know, a kilo of boilies and 2 kilos of corn in, and fish over the top and see how I get on, and if I catch more then I'll put more in. But that's the plan of action, that's the approach. So hopefully I can get some more footage of one more of these scaly beautiful one more of these beautiful scaly carp, but we'll have to see how we get on. So, funny story, casting my rod, decided I'd chuck it next to the island. I've been fishing about 3 rod lengths off where I've had my first fish with my right hander. I chuck it next to the island, reel in tight, and further down the cast, donk, in it goes, and within minutes, well, not even minutes, because as I was casting out I realised that I'd left my back wind on, and as it was winding round it ended up going around the bottom under my spool. So I'm sorting that out. I finally sort it out, and well, as I sort it out, I kind of realised that my line's tight, and I think to myself, well, this is weird because I've not tightened my line up, and the reason it was tight was because this beauty here had it's wood barked. Pain sometimes. This beauty here had taken it just under 17 pounds. Don't know whether this is an original or not, because it's quite scaly compared to the others that I've been having, but just a touch under 17 pounds. Beautiful scaly mirror carp. So I'm pretty made up now. I'm doing all right. I'm getting there. Slowly solving the puzzle of this place, and this is my third fish in third fish of the session. So 3 out of 60, 57 to go. Let's just get some of the other side. What a stunner. I'm going to get a few quick photographs and I'm going to get it back.
Well, it's freezing cold. It's 8:30 and started raining and the wind started blowing into my bivvy, so I've shut the door, which again doesn't happen very often, but it's happened twice on this session. I've got hardly any battery, so I'm keeping it for when I catch a fish, but fingers crossed I have one in the night. Just one to top it off would be lovely. If not, 3 is brilliant. I'll either speak to you guys in the night or speak to you in the morning.
Good morning. Nothing happened in the night. Didn't have a single bleep. There's been a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and it's been hailing this morning, so I mean, I would imagine that hail's probably dropped the water temperature by like 2 or 3 degrees and completely killed it. It's 8 o'clock and I'm gonna go home because I've had enough and I've done well. I'm quite happy with my first session, you know, 3 fish. Apparently that's pretty good going, so 3 fish on my first session is more than good enough for me, I think. And I've had a really good time and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Till next time, take care. So it's 9 o'clock, just about to pack up. The owner's just come down to say hello and put some feed in for the fish down in the stock pond. And just as she's about to leave, off rattles my left-hander. And it's only the biggest fish in the lake. Just a little over 26 pound. That's a new PB for me. 26 pound of old mirror carp. Still hasn't sunk in, but 26 pound, man. Yes, and I get to share it with all you guys on the bank angling. Brilliant. I'm absolutely buzzing at this. Let's just get some of the other side. First session. Big ones in the net. 56 more to go, but the pressure's definitely off. Well happy. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I think I'm going to call it a day on this. But I said earlier, if you like it, drop a like. But please drop a like if you like this. Thank you very much for watching. See you at the next episode.